It didn't work. Are we live?
I don't think so. Oh, wait, yes. It says live on here. Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah, we're live. There was no countdown.
We knew that. We were just giving y'all a tease.
It was a test. Can anyone?
We failed.
One of those emergency broadcasting system tests.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
We are live. I'm just going to go in the chat. Hi, Beth. Hi,
Wendy. Surprised.
Hi, kids.
Surprise.
You're surprised.
Welcome, everyone.
Are you surprised we made it?
I am.
First hurdle overcome.
Welcome. I'm so excited to have Wendy Parker here with us today. Oh my goodness. I couldn't be more excited.
Well, that's so sweet of you to say.
No, I am.
So am I. Hello.
I want you to tell what you do, what you write about, your humor, and why. Or why not?
Yeah, why not? The name of my page is Wendy Parker is Eternally Irritated because I have been irritated probably from day one, and I just get really, really tired of bullshit. And I'm of the age that I don't accept it anymore. It's just, and I don't want to be ugly to people, but I am a bit forceful sometimes, and it's because people shouldn't talk to other people like they do. And in my head, I'm having 5 other conversations. So what comes out might not be appropriate. So I write it down so that I know for sure.
Wendy,
I feel this.
This is gonna sound like a stupid question, but when you say you've been irritated since day one, do you mean like since you saw the light and you came out of your mother's room, or like were you like a crybaby?
It's just kind of I was always, I guess maybe bewildered would be a little better than irritated. And then as I got older, because I just have never really clicked good and understood what, all of these complex relationships, these are pretty black and white to me. Like either you're going to be nice to me and get the same energy back or not. It's pretty fucking simple. I don't know why everybody makes this shit so hard. So
the rules
I just get
are
really irritated with
difficult, that. Right?
Huh? Yeah.
These are not
hard
rules.
No, they're not. Mrs. Bruce taught me that. She was the most beautiful woman, still my first girl crush, the most gorgeous kindergarten teacher ever. And she was the sweetest lady. And she knew that I was going to be a problem. But she was super, super nice. She just didn't know what to do with me. But she did teach us stuff like that. And I write a lot. You asked me what I write. I write a lot about childhood memories because I am fortunate. I have good childhood memories. I have some really horrible ones too, but I mean, I have enough good ones that I have a wealth to draw from. And I'm so thankful for that because so many people don't have at least that small advantage. Yeah, we were poor. I was raised a Mormon. We were weird. The whole thing. But I was always very well taken care of up until my, early teens. I was treated very well. So I can't really complain about that. And I need that background a lot these days because I just can't really, I can't swallow this shit anymore. It's just killing me.
Oh yeah. I think that's what brought me here is it just can't anymore. This is it takes humor. It takes humor to get through. And some people's like, oh, you can't have humor in a time like this. You have to have it.
You must.
It's a necessity.
It is. Well, it's also something that the protagonists don't understand. Like when you laugh at them instead of scream at them, it is very confusing. I mean, they have a very hard time unpacking that. And it was there's a guy that I don't know what his name is. I think he's got a Reels on Facebook, but he set up a fake ICE tip profile line. and he's played some of the video or some of the audio from the calls that have come in. And as he talks to these people, he makes them see, you know, that what they're doing is really fucked up. And you can hear it in their voice when they realize, you know, like, that's a real fucked up thing. But then they don't stop. This is the problem. Instead of being ashamed, they just push forward, you know, and it's like, you don't even have the sense to be ashamed. My granny used to say that boy don't have sense to be ashamed. And that's the damn truth, you know?
That's true. Did you see that one ice age get the shit kicked out of him by the kids?
That's the best thing I've ever seen.
I'd like to say that brought me some joy. It's the little thing.
Much joy. No, sir.
If I may have.
Oh my. What's that?
That fool went home and shaved his head. And like, so the law wouldn't get him if he shaved his head.
So if I may have, welcome everyone to Time for Life. We're taking Time for Life today to welcome Wendy, who has a great sense of humor, using it because, as she says, she's eternally irritated, but turning it into good laughs. So I'm really happy to have you, Wendy, because I have to say, I shouldn't say it, but I don't think I was following you on Substack and for some odd reason. Maybe it's because I don't follow writers that much. So I've actually started reading your first post today, and I love the fact that you were talking about eating in bed, Skittles, and cats. Like right away, you're like, okay, I'm going to love her. So this is a great space to actually take time to ask our guests every week what brings them joy. So if you don't mind, this is our first question for this week. What brings you joy, Wendy Parker?
I get great joy from having the camaraderie in what I call the island of broken toys, because a lot of the people and the things that I collect are imperfect. We have, we take care of a whole bunch of cats, and woe be unto the person that asks me about the cats, because every single one of them has some sort of defect, or they're, and not a defect. They have a handicap, whatever. They need special care, and other people wouldn't give it to them. So I can't believe I said they had a defect. I'm sorry, baby.
So do you shelter cats? So is that what I understand? You actually shelter cats? Or do you just keep them?
We work with TNR in Dayton, Ohio. It's estimated that there are about 35,000 feral cats in the city limits, and we need about half that many. We have to have them.
Are they including like cougar cats?
I doubt there's any of those in Dayton, and you probably don't want to meet them.
That's a lot of feral cats. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's really at an epidemic. So they have a very active TNR. We trap them, take them down, they fix them, and then we let them loose in the neighborhood to do their job, which is, vermin control. We have never had vermin in our house, but we've always had cats. I know that the neighbors on both sides, these are very old houses. We're inner city. There's a lot of trash. It's very difficult to not have vermin. You have to really be proactive about it, and you expect your neighbors to, but if they don't, you have feral cats, to take care of the business. They're very necessary, and the ones that we have collected, which is far too many, but they're the ones that we couldn't in good conscience put back out, because they were either, one's blind, and one of them had a head injury. I don't know what happened to him, but he's, these are little cats we brought in and didn't expect them to make it. And they, of course they did.
Are they wobbly cats? Are they wobbly cats?
No.
I have a wobbly cat.
We've got a bunch of micro cats. We've got a lot of really tiny females that have been pregnant, that it's really just been, detrimental to them, and they can't. They're just very teeny cats. I don't know if the fact that, and it makes sense if you think of evolutionary science, but if there's that many feral cats, they're not achieving big sizes here, and very rarely do we see a large cat. We've got very
Interesting.
tiny cats. Yeah, these little cats, I'm telling you, they're 2-3 pounds. They're little bitty cats. And they're just not, one's got a hernia. They're just unwell, inbred, unwell. Like the royal family. Only kidding. I don't know anything about the royal family.
Just saying. Oh my gosh. So, you're writing. Does that bring you joy?
It does. I mean, I especially now, I can write what I want. I spent nursing is my first career, and it has always been my love, but I had a really bad hand injury, and I had to have my hand rebuilt a couple times, and a one-handed nurse was, worthless. So my husband was an over-the-road truck driver, and he said, our son was 15, our daughter was grown, and he said she'd, hang out with him while I went out, and we went cross country. And I had never been past Phoenix, Arizona at the Mormon Temple was the furthest I had ever been in my life.
Oh, wow.
And we went all the way across and back again. And it was, I documented it for my mom because my mom is the epitome of the Southern. She's got, big hair and the fingernails and always made up, and she, I just can't stand the thought of you being out in the truck stop. And I was like, I'll send you pics. This was before we were using Facebook, like on the Reds. We didn't, so I had this Dutch scrapbooking site, and I was writing funny things about trucking and sending them to my mom so she would feel better about me being safe, and it was funny to me, and it was an eye opener because that lifestyle is brutal. I mean, that's so stupid, but we did it when it was time for me to go back to work as a nurse. I had queried a couple of trucking magazines because a friend of ours who was an editor said, people are reading this. I don't know where your mom has shared it or if it's just being shared from the Dutch website, but and then we got an email that said we had crashed their website because so many people had looked at it. So I queried two trucking magazines, and one of them was like, yes, we want you to do this and we'll pay you. What do you make as a nurse? And I didn't lie because I'm stupid, and I told them what I made, and they matched it, and I was like, shit, yeah, let's do this. So for 7 years, I wrote about life on the road, advocated for truckers, wrote for Overdrive magazine and for Landline magazine. And when the first Trump administration came in, I was unceremoniously asked to leave because I would not shut up about what a dick he is. So trucking don't like that. They're not hip to that. They're
you were no longer cool. Tell me, I'm excited about this story that made me laugh so hard. The cat story. The cat in the the outdoor cat in the garbage.
Yes. The scary cat in the garbage can. Yes.
Can you
it was
that
born
story for us?
Oh, sure. Let me pull it up for you. It was born
I
of
would
trucking.
love to hear this in your voice.
Oh my, I don't know. I did one of my articles. I did the voiceover for it. Hang on one second.
No, you're good.
But I always feel like I sound like a drunk hillbilly. And George is like, don't talk like you're talking to your kin.
My gosh.
He said, you get on the phone with your kin, you sound like you're from down yonder. I'm like, I am. I mean, that's where I grew up there.
My kin is from the Ohio, Kentucky area.
Yes, you have mentioned that before. Yes. So, yeah. So, oh, look at me.
I know.
I didn't even know this, you guys. I'm 37 rising in humor today.
Hey, yeah, that's me.
Celebrate that win. Celebrate that win. Oh,
I don't look anymore.
I'm
really
gonna put in the link for your Substack. Whoops.
Oh, wait, hang on a second. Let me find this thing. Where was that? What did I name that one?
Let me see.
All fun and games till someone gets licked by a cat. That's
yes, that is it. I am ready because this is fucking hilarious.
Are you ready? Okay.
I'm ready.
This goes back to trucking. It was this piece was originally written for Landline magazine in 2019, which was 3 months after our son passed away, and right before I found out I had breast cancer. And frankly, I mean, really, I really don't remember much about that time. I ate a lot of Ativan when my kid died, and then we had it was bad. Anyway, this was 6 months after. They printed this 6 months after I had already left the industry. They bought me out. They bought out my silence because was a longer story. Anyway, I'm still under what you call it, so we're not going to talk about that. So I'll read from that part. The root vegetable in chief had already run the country into the ground the first time, and we were all so very unaware that a plague was going to descend upon us the following March. It was not my favorite time. 1 star. My Google review is scathing. The incident I wrote about happened at a Safeway grocery house, also known as living hell by truck drivers who are fined if they are late for their appointments, but sometimes aren't unloaded for up to 12 hours after arriving. And that's standard at a lot of the warehouses. I did not participate with my husband doing another grocery load after this. Because we ended up sitting 12 hours in a cage. It's very expensive when you own your own truck to sit with somebody else's shit in your truck for 12 hours for no reason. Trucking hasn't changed much. It's dangerous, thankless job. People are not keen on doing it for a lifetime anymore. And I'm thankful for the time I had on the road, but I sure wouldn't hop in again. That's a young person's game right there. It was brutal in every way, but it did make me appreciate our home more. I also worked with some of the most talented editors, writers, copywriters in the industry because of sheer luck and good timing. And I did. I was so lucky. And I learned a lot. This is the story of the dumpster cat. Not just any cat, mind you, but a cat with breath so foul it could only be attained by eating a steady diet of hell beast scat and rotten waxworms. Halitosis so advanced, one would need only to point the animal face first and gently squeeze him to cause an exhalation so horrific it could melt titanium. Of course, that's what you get when you pet animals emerging from a dumpster behind a grocery warehouse. In my defense, we had been at the grocery warehouse for at least 6.5 days, which was 4 hours. It was like being marooned on a desert island. I was so happy to see any sign of life outside the truck that I had no filter. My husband George, who is used to sitting for at least 6.5 days, 4 hours at grocery warehouses, knew I was going to leap from the truck to pet and feed the cat. Mostly because I said, "Oh my God, it's a cat! I have to pet it." I was out the door with a packet of tuna and a spoon before he could protest. Mind you, getting out of the truck at a grocery warehouse is like running across a prison yard towards the fence. Inevitably, someone will stop you and send you back from whence you came with unkind words and possible taunts regarding your paternity. They're real mean about it because they're liable for you. And if you get run over out there, then,
Right.
So just as I got close enough to rip open the tuna pack, a warehouse worker stepped outside with a bag of trash. And I thought for sure he was going to send me back from whence I came. Hoping for lesser versions of abuse to my mother's virtue, I spoke first. "Hey, I'm just feeding the cat." I stuck a spoonful of tuna in the cat's face just to prove I wasn't some kind of weirdo who likes to sneak out of the truck to eat tuna beside a dumpster full of hot garbage. I'll get back in the truck in just a sec. He didn't look pleased at either of them. Warehouse guy slung the bag of trash without caution, expertly arcing it into the open side behind the dumpster cat, who was too busy gobbling tuna to flinch. "That cat don't need feeding. He gets fed all the time. He's been here as long as me." He didn't look pleased that either of them had been there for any amount of time. So I didn't pursue further conversation and kept shoveling tuna into dumpster cat. I was pretty sure warehouse guy was going to make me get back in the truck before going inside the building. So I jumped the gun and I reached out to pet dumpster cat before he finished eating the last flake of tuna. He didn't get a pat on the head. He gave me a full palm stroke with his tongue. And since he was looming over me on the dumpster, I thought he was going to bite me. So I dropped the tuna and ran. That's not cowardice, it's self-preservation. Google it, Becky. George, who apparently sat there and watched me practically get my face eaten off by dumpster cat, was less than helpful when I scrambled back into the truck. Well, hello there, your moldness. Did you pet the kitty? This here's a family publication, so I'm not going to reflect my direct and true response. Suffice it to say, I was less than thrilled and might have questioned his paternity in an unkind and most unfriendly manner. I may have gone on a rant about the 64 days we had been stranded at the grocery warehouse, had my nose not been assaulted by a hideous wave of funk coming from an unknown direction. It was as if an evil spirit had entered the truck. George and I looked at each other and both said, "What is that smell?" This wasn't your run-of-the-mill bad smell. It was the smell that would come from an ancient crypt of bad smells that had been stewing in an underground swamp of bad smells for a millennia. I did the thing I always do when there's a bad smell. I start sniffing things, and I know you do it. As soon as I'm like, what is that? Anyway, by process of elimination, I had sniffed everything in the truck before I had the sense to sniff my own hand. Mister, I don't have to smell anything because you do it for me. Realized from the look on my face that I had located the smell. It's your hand, isn't it? And again, I won't repeat my actual response, but it had something to do with questioning his remarkable ability to deduce, since I was busily scouring my arm with glass cleaner and preparing to set my own hand on fire. I'm not sure the story has a moral other than to highlight the fact that we've been stranded in a grocery warehouse for a year and a half with no hope of leaving. Someone send help and mouthwash for the dumpster cat. Man, that brings back a lot of memories, Beth. That's the story right there. That's
you know, I think dumpster cat is one of my favorite stories because
is that right?
I can just see this. And
well, that's a high praise if you can see it, and I like it when people say, "I feel like when I'm reading you, you're talking to me," and that's like that's exactly how I want to impart myself. You know, like the loquacious old Southern aunt who might need to shut up or have another shot of whiskey. You know, something like that.
You just never know.
I want you to use words that you don't hear every day, and I want I like that. I think we should.
Do you like reading? Do you read a lot?
Oh my God, I read so much. Yeah, I read a lot. Yeah. The last thing I read, you guys, the last book I read, it's one of the first books I've had to look up words in a long time. The Salt Grows Heavy, I think and it's only about 100 pages long. It's a mermaid story it's like one of those, you know how they took the fairy tales and they kind of made them like real and they were real horrible. And well, so this is one of those, but it's so good. It's so well written, and the way that she uses language is just incredible. What is her name? She's so good, but she's got other stories. I haven't read any of the other ones. I'm getting ready to get some of her other stuff. Let's see.
Oh yeah, we can throw it into the chat for sure.
Oh, she's so good.
Welcome everyone.
Cassandra Call is her name.
Okay.
Let's see.
So are those like a series? Because they, as I don't know if you know, but I'm French Canadian, and there is a series of books that they take like fairy tales, but then they turn them into like horror tales. Like is that like? And in French, they call them like les contes interdits, which would be, I guess, the forbidden tales. I don't know if that's
very much so. Very much so.
Okay.
It has a lot of there's a lot of
forbidden tales.
This is the story they told you, and this is the story that really happened, and it was really horrible. I mean, The Littlest Mermaid was not a great story. The real one to begin with. I mean, it was
Oh,
not
yeah.
a super great story. Disney made it like a whole different thing.
Oh, yeah. In the end, I mean, the original, she just passes away with her. She goes to follow the other mermaid spirits, in the original tale. It's really sad. Yeah. I was crying when I was a kid.
Why do you guys insist on ruining my childhood on live? What? I had no idea.
Yeah, sorry.
Anderson was whack, man. That dude was off his shit.
Oh my God, I'm gonna need therapy after this. So there was like a whole nother version. Is this like Grimm's version or?
Oh, I don't know. I know that Anne Rice did one. She did one for, I want to say Sleeping Beauty, and it was incredibly weird.
That set. I have a weird Anne Rice set.
It was super weird. I mean, it was, if you, I like Anne Rice. I just, again, I like her cadence and her, there's a lot to be said for how, I don't know, how words fall together and,
yeah.
That's why I don't like AI. It's chunky and it doesn't roll beautiful. We have a gorgeous language. We should actually very much appreciate, what we have. It is a conglomeration of many, many, and even though we don't want to admit that, it is. Especially Southern
allowed
people.
To talk about that.
Well, we speak a whole different language. I mean, pretty much, it's.
Well, yes, it's true. I know when my family came over from France, and when they came over, there was a dialect of French spoken that they were forced to change, and that dialect is lost now. Which I thought, wow, that's amazing.
Well, they did that to the Native Americans in their languages.
That's true.
And the First Nations, isn't that what they call them in Canada? First Nations?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
First Nation. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were here first.
Well, I like
I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
But these fuckers are going to deport them. Where are you going to send them, you dipshit? I mean, what are you doing? Yeah, send them home.
Oh, yeah.
To South Dakota. Jesus Christ.
I told my husband, I said, eventually they're going to come for me, and they're just going to regret that. It's going to bring me back.
Homeland Security did come here, like, way in the beginning of all this. And I never did find out why they came. All of my FOIA requests were denied. One of them said that they didn't have that information. One of them said I was going to have to be more specific because I didn't have officers' names. It was just real uncool. Haven't seen them again. Hopefully I don't, because that lawyer's expensive. I'll represent you, but it's going to cost you. And I was like, oh, well, I made money.
That's when you go get, I was thinking we could probably solve all of this with Dumpster Cat and send Dumpster Cat out into the world.
We have talked about this. I told my husband, I was like, we need to train all these 400,000 cats that we've taken care of over here to trip people up. We don't need ice. We need the cats. If anything can trip you and make you fall on your ass, it's a cat.
Right? And still, like, you lose everything with a cat too, because they have no respect for you.
Oh, no.
Cats.
Heavens no. There's that. That's why I love them. They're just like, they don't care. They're the Hunter Thompson of pets.
Gosh, I love it. Where do you think you found your humor? Where did you think you found your humor, Wendy? When did you realize that you had an awesome humor?
It was out of necessity. I mean, I was one of the first. It was second grade. I lived in Atlanta, and actually at that time we had moved out to the suburbs because my dad had worked his ass off to get me out of city public schools because they weren't as good as the ones in the Riverdale, which is a small suburb of Atlanta. It's out near the airport, so it's airport people. And so that year they started busing to integrate Atlanta public schools. So I was taken out of the school in my neighborhood that I had, look forward to going to. We'd already done the whole thing. We had seen the school, we'd done the thing, and then the law came down and they just threw this big bunch of shit together and they bussed all these little kids. I ended up having like an hour and a half ride to and from school in a bus. And the kids from Druid Hills, which is up above Atlanta, Riverdale's down below, Druid Hills, we would pass them on the way, and they looked just damn miserable as well. It wasn't our fault. We want to go to school with our friends, and right. I didn't really, it wasn't done well. I understand integration was a necessary thing, but that was not performed correctly. Everyone hated it. So I'm up here in Druid Hills with a bunch of kids that are a lot bigger than me. We're not the same color. I am not prepared for any of this. I'm a little Mormon kid that looks like I just stepped off of the Viking truck, and everybody knows. No shit. And it didn't help that my mom dressed me in Holly Hobbie clothes and shit. It was not good.
Oh my gosh.
But I was funny and I was silly about it. Like when they would make fun of me and stuff, I would just be like, yeah, I know, I'm weird and isn't that funny? And they would be like, what? Okay, you're cool. Oh, you are too. All right. Were we friends? Good. Please don't hit me.
Please don't hurt me.
And I ended up that I was
Holly Hobbie dress.
Yes. Oh God, those things. Oh my God. I ended up being pretty good at sports. So sports saved me a lot too. I was a cheerleader and I was a softball player, and I did pretty good at that. My coach did tell me when I played basketball that I sucked at it, but the only reason he'd send me out is because I would draw fouls because they would just want to beat the hell out of me. I was a little white girl. So
I couldn't do basketball. I couldn't do it.
It's too much running. Fuck that.
My body doesn't want to move like that, and I don't want to chase a ball. I just don't.
I loved softball. I enjoyed it. It was fun, but it was tough on my body. I got hurt a lot playing softball, but I get hurt a lot doing anything.
Well, Wendy, you're a hoot, according to Derek. Okay, does that like a hoot? Like, is that like a okay? The Frenchie in me is asking, like, is that a hoot?
Is that like a hoot? Well, when we say you're a hoot, you're funny. You're you're a hoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because owl hoots, and I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
it makes laugh. Sounds like an owl.
It's like what?
So, it's like you're a hoot, you're funny, but you don't want to be called you're a hooch. That's different.
Well, no, that's a little different. Whatever. I don't care what you call me. Just call me for supper.
Let's be clear.
So, laughing sports, you were able to basically laugh your way through weird social situation. Is that it?
Well, that's true. I mean, that was really the only thing I knew to do because I really didn't want to cry. I don't like being weak. I didn't like being scared. Laughter gave me power. It gave me a leverage. I could.
Yeah.
So, and I always read a lot. I could read a lot before I knew anything about numbers. So I helped people read. I never minded, and they would always ask me, will you help me? And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll help you. Let's do this. Blah, blah, blah. I made a lot of friends like that too because I've always been a helper. I don't know why. It's just one of those things that's kind of ingrained in you, I guess. I don't know, but it kept me in good favor with people that probably could have made my life miserable, and so I was smart enough to know that.
So that was a way of coping, basically. Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
I think
would you think that was a harsh environment? Like, was that a suburb of Atlanta? Is that it? Was it a harsh environment? Is that what I understand?
The suburb where we lived wasn't really a harsh environment, but upper Druid Hills area where they were busing us to was it was pretty, it was very urban, and it was, it had been classically Black students for many, many years. We're talking about up above where Dr. King's church was. I mean, this is like OG Black Atlanta, and they're proud of it. They liked having that. I didn't, we lived close to there. We never had any problems with that. That was never the issue. The issue was the quality of the school and the bus ride.
Yeah, I understand. And then did you stay for a long time in Atlanta, or did you move around a lot? I mean, if you were into trucking, I mean, that's like.
No, we didn't. I didn't travel until I was after 40 years old. I stayed in Georgia for until I was in my late 20s. I left Atlanta. Well, we did. We went to Charlotte when my parents got divorced, but we came back really quick. Me and my brothers, and we went back to Warner Robins, which is my mom's hometown, and it's a very small. There's an Air Force base there. It's a huge Air Force base there, but Warner Robins is a tiny town, a little Southern Bible Belt town. And again, we had a big Mormon family there, and believe it or not, well, I guess probably because of the base, there was a very strong Mormon community there, which was odd for the Deep South. We were looked at like Jehovah's Witnesses, and they didn't ken to our religion. So, but I stayed there. I got married young at church. I had a daughter, and things went real bad, real fast. I made some very poor choices, and my mother had since come to Ohio to take a job on the base here. She just moved in between bases. That was all she did, and I came here and started again, and met George shortly thereafter, and it was much better. I really needed him. I was not well.
Would you say that? Would you say that this is me being like really, for me, Ohio, I see it on the map. Like, is it like Midwest? And would you have the same accent, or do people actually notice like, oh, you're from the South, or
here they notice that I'm from the South, but this is Southern Ohio, so I'm only like 50 miles from Kentucky. So Appalachia is strong here. So it's really not that unusual in this area of Dayton. If I go further north, Cleveland, Toledo, you have a very different accent there. And there's a lot of differences in just like food and stuff. Actually, there's a big French influence up on the northeastern coast, where we used to travel trucking, briefly, and it's very, very influenced by French Canadian. So we've been all over.
Well,
once you get up into even up above Detroit,
Louisiana, right? Oh, sorry, I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, what'd you say about Louisiana?
Well, that back then, before the English went and took all the land from the. Well, I'm saying. Wrong saying is that first, well, there were the First Nations, and then there were English and French, and then all the French from France went all the way to Louisiana, and then they were like just fighting in territories. So that's why you have a lot of French influence, like in and just the name Baton Rouge, right, is like red baton or. Like
them hollers.
I love Louisiana. I always liked Louisiana. We spent some time there. He did some hauling when it was cold. During winter months, we would stay down 20, 40. Those are the highways that go across. You don't want to get up to 70 when you're traveling in the wintertime, because that's where the snow is. So we would stay down low, and we did a lot of Louisiana and Texas and those areas. I like Louisiana. I think it's a beautiful place. I wish that they have better politics.
Right?
I wish Ohio had better politics. We're suffering. So Dayton is a tiny blue dot, and the only blue areas in Ohio are in the cities.
Yeah, I grew up right near there in southern Michigan, real close to Ohio border. So.
Yeah. I like Michigan too. I think Michigan's beautiful. I would buy land in Michigan.
Yes. It is very beautiful.
It's a nice place. Did you bug out yet, Beth? Were you guys going to bug out? Was it you that was going to do it?
We were going to, and that may still occur because we are looking at selling, and so we might be bugging out. So I don't know if that's going to happen yet.
That's definitely the plan here. I mean, we're getting out of the city. Waiting on the Social Security. It's been almost 2 years. I don't have much longer to wait. Back pay, almost 2 years of back pay. So that we will take that and do whatever with. I don't expect to get much out of this house because of the neighborhood and the area. It's only going to get worse because of the economy. They can say what they want about the economy. There aren't any jobs around here. They don't have places to work. You know, they don't have insurance. They don't have homes. You know, it's a very depressed area. And they don't care to make it better. So.
No, I know there's a lot of smaller towns like that in southern Michigan as well. They're just all, you blink, you miss them, but they're really run down.
Yeah. Well, we lost NCR and we lost the car. Dayton was the car company, or what was it? Was it Ford? GM. We had a GM plant here, and there's still there's one plant left, but it's down in Springfield, and it's an international truck plant. So we don't have that kind of they don't have that kind of factory work here anymore that they used to. This is a big factory town, and it's not. Our steel mill closed. We just don't have a lot of.
Wow. Yeah.
So the base and city government are probably your best bets here for a job in the hospital, but the hospital I would not recommend.
Speaking of hospital, I mean, for me, it's quite something to think of you. I mean, because you said you were a nurse, and then you went into writing because you loved language so much and writing. I mean, that's just wow. I mean, I
got lucky with that.
But you're funny as hell.
But at the same time, you had talent, because otherwise you wouldn't have been asked. You know, it's not like, hey, wow. I'm sure, because I mean, I don't know how many people like try to make it as a writer, and then when people actually confirm, hey, we're just gonna, you should do this and we'll pay you, like, wow. Like,
it's crazy,
so that was quite. It was a risk, right? To just say, oh, I'm gonna leave my
totally
stable job.
My mom wasn't happy either. But I needed that break. Nursing has gotten excessively difficult, and it had begun making a transition at that time. And I've written about this before. I was an LPN, which is in America, it's a vocational nurse. I don't know. I think you have an equivalent in Canada, but I don't know what it is.
What are the tasks? Like, is that you're going to take care of seniors? Is that it?
That would be your main focus of that, and hospice. The difference between what we can do and what RNs can do are very few and far between. It has to do with starting blood products and those kind of things. And vocational nursing, I think, was opened up as kind of a bridge gap. When we had a nursing shortage, which we have all the time. I don't know why they keep doing this, but so I took that path. The government paid me to get a nursing license, and because I was a nurse's aide before I was a nurse, and I had been functioning in that capacity, and had a proclivity for just didn't have the money to go to school, so they paid for it. It was called the Work Investment Act, and it was a very good thing. I know a lot of good nurses that came out of WIA, but you had to look for it. They didn't offer it to you. You had to go seek it out. But nursing was just always a very beautiful thing to me when I could specialize. I'm not great at jumping from one thing to the other. I learned that in the hospital. It's too much of a mind thing for me. I need to spend a minute. And when you've got 6 patients and you're going from COVID to a back surgery to a dementia patient to don't know what's wrong with them, they're just puking all over the place. It's very taxing. And we carried 6 on med surge. That is too many people. It's very hard. But I needed that break. When I went back to nursing, I felt better prepared for it because I could communicate better. I learned a lot. Learned more being on the road and seeing America. We went to every contiguous state. We didn't stop a lot, but we did see it all. It is vast and it is beautiful beyond measure. There is really not a place I can think of. Of course, I've never been anywhere, but it is a beautiful, verdant, gorgeous place. And to think what we've done to it, it just kind of breaks my heart. I'm really glad I got to see it, you know? That's, I hope
Would you go
we can
back on the road to
be
just
better.
see all of those landscapes again, or do you just want to stay home and read and write? Like,
I don't want to travel like that anymore. We have talked about it recently, and I think that when we do get ready to make the transition from city to we're going to go to the woods somewhere. Literally, we can't just be off in the middle of nowhere anymore. We're too old for that. But we are going to get 3 or 4 acres away. And we've got a big old house now. I only use 2-3 rooms of it. You know, I want a trailer. I want something little. I want a greenhouse, and I just want to be left alone. That's it.
I feel that. I feel that. And because it's hard to have land out here in Washington. You have to. Washington State. I mean, if you want land, you better be really wealthy.
Well, my aunt and uncle have some in Tumwater, and they got it.
Oh, I'm not far from Tumwater.
Is that right? That's one of my favorite places.
20 minutes.
Really?
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I'm really close. Yeah.
Yeah, they're on the edge of Capitol Forest. And they paid big for that land, but nobody's ever going to build behind them. So I think they sunk.
That's nice.
They sunk quite a bit of money into. They lived in a trailer for a long time. But they probably did build, and they're retired there now. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful place.
And just because I'm looking at the time, Wendy, and we have so little. I mean, it seems to me the hour just went by so quickly. So if I summarize, like,
quit ruining our fun.
Well, thanks. Y'all are too. You're easy to talk to too, or I'm bullying the conversation, one or the other.
No, I'm loving to hear all this. Really, it brings back memories. I'm going to be going back there for a visit soon. So back to Michigan. So
lovely.
But what I'm hearing is love of animals, obviously cats, reading, writing, nature, right? If you say you want to be left alone and have a greenhouse or a garden how do you intend to make, sorry.
Go ahead. How do I intend to do
I was going to ask, because our last question that we usually ask our guests is, how do you make space for joy, like for the things that bring you joy? Because that's not always easy to do.
You nailed that. I'm telling you. And with all the gloom and doom, I make space by disassociating. I just, honest to God, you'll see me. I'll go a few days, you won't hear from me. And there's a reason, you know. I don't. Bent but True wrote a story about that. I shared it. It is such a good story, and it's about being still. Like when crazy shit pops off, you know, I'm not calm. I just check out. You know, I'm not. And people are like, "Oh, we like it that you're calm." And I'm like, "You don't really understand, because 10 minutes from now, I'm gonna lose my shit, and you're not gonna see it." You know. So
could you share that link to us later? Because I'd like to see that. Is it a post? Like somebody wrote something?
Bent but True, that's it's a publication. They do paranormal. They do a bunch of really good stuff. Bent, he's good. Let's see.
Because I hear that the dissociating, I really understand. Like sometimes I'll just I don't want to say like I'll pretend Substack doesn't exist, but I'll be like,
do you think
what will bring me back is the friends, you know, and the, like you said, you know, the camaraderie, but then sometimes it's like you really got to pick like what you're gonna read, otherwise you're doom screw. But you know, it really depends. Right. So
being informed is very difficult these days, and it's never been like this before. I can attest to that. And I've never been like on the pulse of things, but I spent 10 years advocating for trekking. I knew what was going on. You know, this was, and again, a specialized part of something that was very significantly small when we come to an entire transportation industry, but it was a focus that I had personal experience in. And that is why I like to write about things that I know about. I like to write about my memories and the things that I experienced. Some people might not like it, and then that's fine. I'm good with that. I don't like some of it, but it needs to be there for me. And I write fiction too. I love my fiction. I'm going to start working on my fiction again. That will give me joy to finish that book. And I, the day that Homeland Security came, I had pulled it out and I was ready. I was like, this is it. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to finish this book. And I had not looked at it since because I was just traumatized that day.
Yeah. Oh,
But,
yeah. Wendy,
anyway.
do you find that you as you get older, because I don't know, for me, I find that as I get older, I'm less people. I'm less people-y, in-person people-y. I think you slowly, and when you get into your 50s, your fucks seem to fall away. Like, where did my fucks go? They're gone.
They're going out the window. I just don't give a shit about them anymore. And it's not that I don't give a shit about the people. It's just that.
Right.
And you probably, you feel this when you give, something of yourself constantly. And even writing from the road, I mean, our whole life was public. We were giving everything of ourselves. We were the product. The trucking was ancillary. We were the product. And it just seemed like so much. And in the end, the only thing people really remember about me, even though I wrote the most popular trucking article in Overdrive magazine, I believe history, because it was about gun laws in trucks. My dad was a gunsmith. I knew a little bit about it, had some help with the article. They don't remember that. They remember my funny stuff. You're the funny lady. You're the lady that made us laugh. You're the lady that talked about, people digging in their nose down the road and acting like they're invisible. It's true. People think they close the door and they're just, they just fucking, I don't know, but
it sounds like you still are. I mean, you are 30, number 37, Rising in Humor, which is, and by the way, I've just shared your Substack in the chat. Tell me that's the right one. MFNMUUMUUS, right?
That's like the fucking moo-moos. I love moo-moos. I make them.
Let's see.
Oh,
you're gonna try to go for the.
I don't have one on, but I do. I love them. I make them for people, and they just think I'm ridiculous because I make some intricate, lovely moo-moos. But anyway.
I was trying. Well, that's mine. I was trying to find hers. I'm not a specialist at this.
I'm not a specialist. I'm not either.
You would have to be on the. There's a list on the right. There's like a whole list on the right. But the last time I was trying to do it for the last guest, and I couldn't find his name, and I didn't know how to add him. So I was like, I'm not going to do anything. So yeah,
I can only find mine. So
it's okay.
Well, wait. No. Well, no. Okay, I'm sorry. I will learn this.
I'm not really familiar with this Restream thing. I know that a couple of people are using it now, and I haven't really participated in a lot of lives. You guys, I was so excited to do this one. Though. I am very humbled that you had me. It's very
come
nice.
on, no, it's our pleasure.
I have you are such a kind, good person. And I wanted to bring you on. You made me laugh. And I just thought we all need that. We all need to be together laughing just a little bit more. It's hard.
I laughed really hard this morning. My daughter made me laugh really hard this morning. She's 10 times funnier than I am, but she's droll, like droll. And she made me laugh so hard. And I thought, that feels so good. That just cleanses,
Yes,
it just was like, yeah, I'm gonna laugh.
Yep.
I'm gonna laugh at you.
I love it.
Yeah, Wendy, you have a fan. Derek said, like I said, you're fucking hilarious and you're a damn Wendy. I hope to see you in Olympia. In Olympia?
I don't know.
Because of the Viking thing, right?
Is that a veiled threat? I don't know.
It sounds a little like hope to see.
I don't know, but Olympia. What should I notice that from? Wait a minute, I'm trying to think.
Isn't that
Is
the
it a
Greek
book that I
though? The
read?
Greek Olympia would be the Greek, the Greek, not paradise, but like,
Where the gods live?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Zeus and so that's it. You're a goddess. That's it.
Wow. Gosh.
So I
thank
guess,
you.
and we were the first to break that live. That
Breaking news.
So Wendy's
You're gonna
a
get
I
lunch.
love it.
That's it.
You guys are funny. Well, I appreciate you.
Thank you for coming today,
Yeah.
and thank
You're so
everybody for
welcome.
joining us. We're just starting off with this, but we want to do this. We want to bring joy and
Yes.
make people just feel a little lighter in
Yeah.
such a heavy
Well,
time.
Oh yeah.
you guys are perfect for it. You're perfect for it. I appreciate you so much. We'll do it again.
Thank you.
I mean, I want to write something funny. We'll do it again.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Wendy's Substack. I'm gonna put it in the chat. So you just copy and link, people. Copy the link and paste, and then click, and then that's it. So anything you would like to add, like some last words.
Last words. Don't forget to shake your booty. You got to listen to good music. You got to move, and you got to laugh. I mean, these are just things that must happen, every day. You just got to move a little, laugh a little, and then, you do whatever you want. Eat in bed. Good. I'm happy with that. Be kind and just,
yes.
Try to be nice to animals. Jeez, come on. Uh-oh, I lost her.
Soso just said, I'm out. I'm going to make her come back in. You're coming back in, Soso. You hear?
Oh. Hey, pretty.
I'm on myself.
Hi. Ooh.
The three-stream thing is just like playing with our faces all the time.
I know. I'm like, ooh, look what that did. I know. Nick's probably, I always think, because Nick allows us to share his space, and sometimes I can just picture him going,
Nick's
just
awesome,
breathing,
but he's not our dad.
doing deep
He's not our dad.
breathing.
That's a very smart young man right there. He's got a lot to say.
He does.
He's got a lot to say.
I'm very honored to be here.
Yeah.
Same. There's some really good people out on Substack. We're very fortunate to have that. It is a resource that we should be very happy to have and use it accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie Leonard, my God, does she kick ass or what?
Let's shout out.
Little Ellie Leonard, she ain't as big as a minute. Have you ever seen her? She teeny little thing, man. She kicks ass.
Freaking amazing.
She is.
Melissa Corrigan. Let's give a shout
Melissa,
out.
yes.
Oh my goodness. There are some fantastic people.
Right. So yeah, we have a great resource. We're very lucky to be part of it. And I feel fortunate. I want to grow it. I want to make it better. I don't ever expect to get rich off of it, but I would like to, take care of the cats. That's about it.
You
just like to have a little money to take care of some dumpster cats.
That's right.
And give them tuna cans.
All right, you guys.
I'm gonna end the stream.
Thank
you for coming.
Thank you so much, everyone.
For a moment.
Yeah. Don't go away, Wendy, but thank you so much, everyone, for coming. To the 85 people in our chat, we love you. Please come back next week, Wednesday,
it might get a little weirder. It's gonna just only get weirder from here. So
nice. I can't wait.